mutta me lähdemme nyt vähän toisenlaisiin maisemiin. Tiedätkö sinä, Reeta, mitä tässä lukee?
Totta kai tiedän. Siinähän lukee korealainen huuma. Se on vaarallista tavaraa, varsinkin Pohjois-Korean valtaa pitäville.
Niin, Pohjois-Koreaan leviää Etelä-Korean puolelta DVD-kopioina saippua-sarjoja, joita sitten pohjoiskorealaiset innokkaasti katselevat.
Viihde on vaarallista tavaraa siinä vaiheessa, kun se paljastaa räikeät elintasoerot.
Kim-dynastian kivijalkana on kansalaisten lähes täydellinen tietämättömyys ulkomaailmasta. Nyt tähän perustaan on ilmaantunut halkeamia. John Everard oli vuoteen 2008 asti Britannian lähettiläs Pjongjangissa. Hän julkaisi kokemuksistaan kirjan Only Beautiful Please.
Reports are coming out of Pjongjang that people are starting to get restive. They are learning more about what happens outside North Korea. And although life has got better for the outer elite of Pyongyang, they compare themselves with life in South Korea and they know that they are very poor. And so the dictatorship is using a well-known technique. You summon up an external aggressor. You try to unite the country in the face of a supposed, in this case completely imagined, external threat.
Kiihkopropagandan vastapainoksi pohjoisen väki on ihastunut erityisesti etelän saippua-sarjoihin. Viihde on murtamassa diktatuurin selkärankaa.
Yes, it certainly is. It's been breaking up for some time. More and more information is coming in across North Korea's borders, from China, from the foreign community in Pyongyang, and from even broadcasts. The South Korean soap operas in particular are very popular in North Korea, and a lot of North Koreans follow the stories of the South Korean soap operas with great attention. A North Korean soldier defected to the south and told his interrogators that he'd learnt about South Korea through listening to South Korean radio in his barracks mess room. Now, if even in barracks people are listening to South Korean broadcasts, what is going on in the rest of the country? So yes, information clearly is coming in.
Nuorimpaan Kimiin saakka Pohjois-Korea on toiminut omalla tavallaan loogisesti, jos sen mittarina käytetään järjestelmän ja johdon selviytymistä.
The survival strategy hasn't changed. It is to so intimidate its neighbours that nobody is going to dare to either overthrow or destabilize the regime. The DPRK, especially having seen what happened in Iraq and in Libya, has come to the conclusion that only by retaining nuclear weapons and by credibly threatening to use them will it survive the massive conventional superiority of South Korea and the United States. And it remains convinced that South Korea and the United States are prepared to use military might to overthrow it. They are trying to force the United States to the negotiating table. They are trying to force the United States to accept North Korea as a nuclear power, and they want aid. The national economy is in a terrible state. And one important factor that is often overlooked is that the Chinese trade statistics show that in February, North Korea received no oil from China. Now, why this is remains unclear, but if the Chinese have cut off the oil supply, then North Korea is in deep trouble.
Amerikkalainen tutkimuslaitos Stratfor on jo kauan kuvannut Pohjois-Korean selviytymistaistelua 3 sanalla: hurjuus, hulluus ja heikkous. Hurjista puheista ja hullun maineesta saadaan taas näytteitä päivittäin, eikä heikkouttakaan tarvitse kaukaa hakea. Pohjois-korealaisen virkamiehen vuosipalkka on noin 5 euroa. Siis todellakin 5 euroa vuodessa, ei edes kuukaudessa. Kansalaisten omassa selviytymistaistelussa on yksinkertaiset tavoitteet.
Finding food for their families, keeping their apartments heated, and how the kids are doing at school. In fact, the concerns of North Koreans are often not very different from the concerns of people in other countries. When you talk to ordinary North Koreans, they don't seem in any particular fear of an outside attack. But when you see senior North Korean generals on the television, you do get the sense of men who live in a kind of parallel universe. And it's quite possible that they genuinely believe that the United States is about to attack.
On vaikea sanoa, missä määrin kansalaiset ovat turtuneet jatkuvaan sodan uhkaan ja pelotteluun. Voisiko sota nyt syttyä joko tarkoituksella tai vahingossa?
Intentional war, I think that's most unlikely. Accidental war, yes, that is a risk. That Kim Jong-un may cross a red line inadvertently, perhaps because he hasn't realized where those red lines are, triggering a United States or a South Korean retaliation, which will then provoke a spiral of violence. And once you get into that situation, it's very difficult to retrieve it.
Pohjois-Koreassa eletään vuotta 102. Ei Kristuksen, vaan Kim Il-sungin syntymän jälkeen. Vuosi vaihtuu 15. huhtikuuta ja jotakin näyttävää sopii tuon auringon päivän kunniaksi odotella.
10일 전으로 북한이 탄도미사일을 발사할 가능성이 있다라고 하는 것에 대해서 주지하고 있고, 이와 관련해서 북한의 탄도미사일 발사 움직임에 대해서도 한미 정보 자산을 동원해서 집중 감시하고 있습니다.
I fear he may have convinced himself that now that North Korea has conducted a third nuclear test, that nobody will dare to retaliate if it provokes again. And that's a very dangerous belief. I think that there has been a tendency in the Western media to talk about North Korea as if it were a joke, and I can see it does have certain comical aspects, but this country is dangerous, and I think we need to focus closely on the risk it presents to the international community and to the need to prevent it from continuing to extort aid by threatening war on its neighbours.